Hello guys, and welcome to this new video. So if your Capcut is reporting network connection issues, whether it is on mobile or on PC, you've landed on the right video. In today's video, I'll be showing you 5 ways to come around this issue and render your projects in Capcut without having to experience it again. So without any further ado, let's end this tutorial. Okay, so I'll be taking the process step by step for mobile and PC separately. Okay, so we are going to start with mobile. So it doesn't matter whether you are using an Android device or an iOS device, you can just follow these steps promptly on your mobile device. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do, or the first troubleshooting step that you want to take, is to update the Capcut mobile app. Alright, so if you're on Android, open your Google Play Store, or if you're on iOS, open your App Store. Okay, so I'm on Android and I'll just come to my Play Store. Okay, so once in the Play Store, you come on search for Capcut, just like so, and then you click on the app. Make sure that you update it. Okay, so if not updated, you make sure you click on this update button to update Capcut to its latest version. Alright, so you just want to click on this to make sure that Capcut is updating. Alright, so after updating the app, you want to open it and check that this issue doesn't reproduce itself again. Okay, so if this one helps you fix your issue on mobile, then you can skip the other steps. Alright, so on Capcut PC, you just want to click on this. You want to create a project if you already are in one, and then on this welcome screen, you just click on this settings icon right here, and then you click on this version update, and then if there's any available update, you just want to install it right now. You can see fix some known issues and improve the streaming experience. Okay, so if this issue was a pertinent one in your recent Capcut version, you want to update it to its latest version, making sure that it resolves the issue. All right, okay, so the second troubleshooting step you want to take is to clear the cache. Okay, Capcut does this very easy. Capcut makes it very easy to clear cache, so you don't need to go right onto your settings app and do so from your mobile. Okay, this is a very practical way for iOS users to clear their caches. So you just want to click on this settings tray or the settings icon, and then you click on clear cache. Okay, so you can read the notice that says, don't worry, clearing cache won't delete your draft. Clear cache. So you just want to confirm this, and then there you have your cache cleared. Okay, so this cache, what this cache actually has is, if it's that there's some known bug in the recent or in the current version of Capcut you're using, clearing this cache is going to clear off most of these bugs, and including the network connection issue. Okay, so that one is actually a bug in the Capcut app, and clearing the cache is a very good attempt to fix this issue. Okay, and on PC it is also easy to do this. Okay, so you just want to click on the settings icon right here, and then click on settings to open the settings tree. Okay, as you can see, we also have a cache size here, which is very tremendous. Okay, 332 megabyte, 223 megabyte, excuse. So clearing this cache is also going to do the same as we saw earlier with mobile. Okay, so if you clear this, if the issue occurs due to a bug, then clearing the cache to fix it without any doubt. Okay, so you just want to click on this delete icon, and then you can also note that it doesn't affect the use of history project. If you need to use stickers, effects, and other materials, you need to download them again. Okay, so clearing this cache is going to delete all the stickers and effects that you had to download on the Capcut PC. Okay, so do this wisely and be very sure of your choice. But if you really need to get rid of this issue, this is a troubleshooting step you definitely need to take. Okay, because it's also mostly affecting effects, so you want to clear the cache. Right, okay, so the next step that you want to take is to switch your network. Okay, if you're using a mobile network, you want to switch to a Wi-Fi or a good internet connection. Okay, the Wi-Fi network has a very good internet connection and low latency. Alright, so as you can see, I am currently using a Wi-Fi network. Okay, I had to switch from my data connection to a Wi-Fi connection for a faster and optimized internet speed. So I will recommend you to do the same, and make sure that the Wi-Fi you're connecting to doesn't have any high latency or isn't slow as compared to your mobile data, because it would be worthless to switch from data connection to a Wi-Fi connection without being sure that the Wi-Fi connection will be even best than the data connection. Okay, and for PC it's even way more better. Okay, for PC we know that one of the best ways to get connected on PC is through a Wi-Fi connection. Okay, so I was currently using a Wi-Fi connection, but I had to switch to a wired connection, so known as Ethernet. Okay, so this wired connection is very fast and stable. Okay, as we all know that when it comes to PC, wired connections are always the best because they offer very reliable internet speed. Okay, so I had to switch to a wired connection on my PC to get this issue resolved. Okay, and you can do so if the issue still persists on your site. Okay, and after doing so, just get to Capcut and try to render your project as you do. Okay, and hopefully it should help you fix the issue. Okay, so the fourth troubleshooting step you want to take is to use a VPN. Okay, we know that most of Capcut project or most of Capcut effects are available based on location. Okay, that they are location based. Okay, a couple of them are location based, and if you try accessing an effect or feature that isn't available for your location, you will probably get this network issue kind of stuff. Okay, so to resolve this issue, you want to make sure that you are using a VPN that has access to an IP which is authorized to use some of the effects that are being blocked by this connection issue on Capcut. Okay, and either way it's also good to use a VPN to access Capcut or to work on your rendering project. Okay, and if you're on mobile, be it on mobile or PC, I would recommend you use Windscribe VPN. Okay, Windscribe VPN is a free VPN that is known to offer some of the best anonymity in the free VPN market. Okay, they have a couple of servers available ranging from the US to Middle East. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are connected to a good VPN. If you have another one, you can use it, but I will recommend you to use Windscribe. Okay, as you can see, they give a data quota of 1 GB every month. Okay, as you can see, I haven't used my quota for this, and if you're even looking to work with this Windscribe VPN on your PC, then know that you even be exposed to even more benefits, especially when it comes to the data quota. Okay, so on PC, Windscribe offers a quota of 10 GB. Okay, it is very incredible. Okay, the reason they do this is because they know that PCs obviously consume more internet connection. Okay, so they are demanding for more internet connection, and obviously they needed to increase this quota. Okay, this Windscribe VPN is cross-platform, which is one thing that's already great. So whether you are on iOS, Android or PC, Windscribe should just work best for you, and the best is that they offer top IPs for absolutely no charge. Okay, it is a very free VPN, and I recommend you to use it if you need to overcome this issue, if in case it is related to restrictions in the Capcut app that probably let you report this network connection issue. Okay, right, so the final troubleshooting step that you have to take or you want to take in case the previous steps didn't work out for you is to optimize your video editing settings, your video settings to match your network preferences or your network connection. Okay, so this one is obviously for someone who's located in an area that the network connection isn't the best. Okay, so to do this, you just want to open a project in Capcut just like so, and then you click on this AI Ultra HD. Okay, and obviously if you need to use the Ultra HD, you have to sign up. Okay, this one renders your project even more creative, or it has a higher resolution. Okay, so this Ultra HD is probably ranking among the top resolutions. Okay, so if you turn this on or if you switch toggle on this feature, it's going to not only render your projects Ultra HD, but it also require you to join the Pro version. So by default it is already disabled here, and you want to leave it that way. Now comes the interesting part that is probably what's important to us here. Okay, As you can see, the quality here is 720p based on the network preference you are using. So I wouldn't recommend you to come to 480p, because this resolution is going to be very dummy, and no one would like to watch this resolution, such resolution in this new era. Okay, so by default you will see it at 720p, which you want to leave it that way. But if your network connection is best, or if you've switched to a better network, as I showed earlier, you want to come to this 1080p. Okay, and if you even find out that your connection or your network connection is best, then you can switch to 2 or 4K. Okay, this one restores your video to ultra high definition, but uses more memory on your device. Okay, when it says memory, it's the one you have in your store as storage space. And now comes another one, the frame rate. Okay, while this one directly works with the device's performance, it also has an indirect impact on the network. Okay, so having a higher frame rate obviously slows down your connection. Okay, it uses more resources from both your device and the internet connection you are using, because Capcut works typically online, unlike most editing software, video editing software. So having a higher frame rate is going to make Capcut even consume more resources from both your device and the network you're using. So you want to keep it at an optimal level, let's say 30 frames per second or 25 frames per second. Not to mention that, forget to mention that these figures you see here are in frames per second. Okay, so having it at 25 is just typically mean 25 frames per second and 60 frames per second. So I'll just let this one to 30 frames per second. And the cut rate in megabyte also has a direct or indirect effect, let me say it that way, on the network connection, because the code rate also, it consumes or it demands resources from your internet connection as well. Okay, so leaving it at the recommended level is always best. So don't shake this one as it is. Okay, if you are located in an area that the network isn't best and that your device isn't of high performance or doesn't have good performances, you want to leave this one at 720p the resolution. The frame rate maximum should be 30, and the code rate, leave it at recommended. Okay, but now my connection is the best, so I want to leave it to this one. Okay, and so when you do so, you just want to quit that and then continue rendering your project as you would normally do. Okay, so that's just how you get to do this one on mobile. And what about PC? Well, on PC there isn't much to do. You can just go back to the settings tray, which will bring you to the draft section, and then you just toggle to the edit section. Okay, and then you just come to the frame rate and you make sure that it is selected at 30 frames per second, or by default it's going to be this way, but you can play with this other frame rate. Okay, you can play with this other frame rate. So on mobile I leave it at, I think, 30 frames per second, and I'll definitely leave it to this one. Okay, so if your PC isn't of high performance, or if you are using some of the latest gaming laptops or PCs, you want to leave it at this 30 frames per second, so all your projects will carry it. And not to forget to mention that this troubleshooting step has a direct impact on this case, for this issue, if in case it is related to the exporting feature. Okay, so if you're exporting your projects from Capcut and you have this network connection issue being reported, then doing these steps or carrying these steps on your mobile device or on your PC should help resolve this issue in this case. Okay, so for each troubleshooting step I mentioned, it has a direct impact to fix this issue, whether it is in the rendering project or in the rendering step, in the editing step, or wherever. It should just help you resolve this issue. Right guys, we've come to the end of our video. If you actually found it helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and tap the notification bell to not miss our upcoming episodes on Capcut tutorials. Okay, so for more tutorials on Capcut, you want to check the playlist I've mentioned in this video and also in the description down below. Right, so I catch you in the next episode.